This is The Gorge. It's a podcast where my friends and I gorge ourselves on what's happening in the world of video games and entertainment.
The Gorge is brought to you by Patreon. That's patreon.com/thegorge, where for just $5 a month you gain access not one, but two entire podcasts. $5 gets you Takeout, a monthly commentary track where we all decide we don't feel like playing something, so we talk over it instead. $2 is the grab bag tier. It gets you whatever you want. It's inconsistent, and you get what you pay for. And $10 a month gets you exclusive pictures of my dogs on Discord. So that's the one you should be just donating to, so you can see extremely handsome photos of the podcast mascot Peanut the Pitbull. So,
That's right. I had a dream recently where we got like an influx of $10 tiers, and you were complaining to me because now you have to post a bunch of pictures of your dog.
That's correct.
That is not true. I would never complain about taking pictures of Peanut and posting them to the internet, because he is in fact my sweet baby boy who's never done anything wrong in his life.
He is a dogified bottle of Sweet Baby Ray's.
He really is. He's just my little hog dog, all right? And he's currently laying on the floor.
If you gave him a bottle of Sweet Baby Ray's, the bottle would be inside of him within seconds.
That's seconds, right. Absolutely. Yes. Yeah, totally. All of that and more is at patreon.com/thegorge. Thank you for however much you kick in, but you should kick in $10 so you can see pictures of Peanut.
That's
and
right.
Also, you can watch us do things like play Crow Country, which is a really cool game we're going to get back to eventually, and watch Morbius.
Yeah, that's a thing that you should absolutely do is watch Morbius. Yeah, totally.
Definitely.
Definitely watch Morbius. He's the living vampire, you know.
I didn't know that, actually.
I didn't know that, actually.
I must have learned it at some point, but the information drained out of my skull like a sieve.
Yeah. Instantly left my brain.
We watched Morbius?
Yeah, we did, in fact, watch Morbius. I didn't retain it even a little bit.
Remember, he said it's Morbin time.
Said it's Morbin time.
What's that movie with the Jared Leto plays vampire guy, White Morpheus?
Makes me feel very bad.
What was it?
Makes me feel so sick and sad.
Makes me feel so sick and sad. Anyways, it's a roundup episode. We're just going to talk about what we've been doing. The answer is not a lot. Dog Trail came out.
We've been doing. I have not been doing much. I've been swamped with stuff. Besides the Dawn Trail raid quest, which is kind of, I've been grinding away at Dawn Trail. My friend Dave came into town. We hung out over the weekend for 2 weeks ago, and for some reason we decided we were gonna, while we were hanging out as a group, we would just have the Star Wars prequels in the background.
Oh, why?
Because we needed some kind of noise, and Dave wanted to rewatch the prequels.
Okay.
That seems like an appropriate amount of attention to pay to the prequel movies.
Yeah. They're good movies that you can play on a bar TV with closed caption.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's a good point. They are premium bar movies, aren't they?
Anyone who actually thinks that the prequels are better than The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi are idiots, and they are being contrarians to be contrarians.
Yes.
No one has a motivation in those movies.
Here's where I play devil's advocate.
Uh-huh.
Time has vindicated all of us, and the memes are even better than ever for watching the prequel trilogy and going, wow, I can't believe we liked this as kids.
I continue. You will never talk me out of my conspiracy theory that Disney astroturfed the original prequel memes subreddit into existence. There is no amount of evidence you could. I'm like a moon landing truther in that way. You know how MythBusters disproved all of the moon landing hoaxes pretty decisively.
Mm-hmm.
You could do a MythBusters episode about how Disney definitely didn't astroturf r/prequel memes into existence, and I would be like, no, those are government shills. They absolutely did, in fact, astroturf prequel memes into existence. I'm sorry. I refuse to believe otherwise, because the timing matches up too well. Sorry.
Look,
I'm the young babe of the podcast, as we are all well aware. And I was at an age when the prequel trilogy was coming out, such as to be incredibly young when the first one came out, and still like in elementary or middle school when the third one came out. So I was arguably the target demo for those movies, right? I have to stress that I watched all of them in theaters, and during the third movie, I literally fell asleep in the theater.
That's right.
I actually skipped studying for a math exam to go watch the third one. My friends showed up at my house. I should have been studying for my math final, and my friends showed up at my house at like 10 o'clock at night. Like, hey, Sarah, you want to go watch the third movie? And I was like, yeah, I do, actually. I would much rather watch Revenge of the Sith. No, yes, Revenge of the Sith is the third one. I would much rather watch Revenge of the Sith than study for this algebra final. And I didn't do very well on that algebra final, but I did enjoy that movie. That one is like the least egregious of all of them, but, you know.
Yeah.
It has the coolest things in it. It did not, however, stop a baby-year-old Saturn from falling asleep in the middle of it.
No, absolutely not.
The second movie, Attack of the Clones, has a scene where Obi-Wan Kenobi goes to a 50s diner and talks to the greasy diner owner who knows about the planet where the clones are being made.
Yeah.
And it's never explained why he has this information, how he got this information, what he's doing with this information.
The thing is, the greasy 50s diner owner in like, you know, the mythical space past future, right? Mm-hmm. Is that like, it is the culmination of the fact that George just kind of steals visual signifiers from other things. And sometimes makes them worse. Like the Jedi are just samurai, right? Like down to the robes and their fancy swords.
Yeah, A New Hope is literally the plot of The Hidden Fortress.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's just that George steals cultural signifiers and then just kind of like gussies them up. But like, he is incapable of gussying up a 50s diner in a way that doesn't make it look fucking stupid.
Because I know they're both like dudes who like the old cheesy serials or whatever, the serial TVs. I think George Lucas, though, is a guy much like Stephen King, where he just sort of has this unchallenged internal belief that all people who are of a non-white ethnicity have inherent magical superpowers.
Absolutely. Yes, 100%. George Lucas absolutely thinks Asian people are magic,
Yeah.
Which is also why Dexter Jettster knows things about the plot that he shouldn't. His name is Dexter Jettster.
His name is Dexter Jettster, by the way. Yes.
His name is Dexter Jettster. Yeah.
We all know.
Yeah, we know.
But I do think that the prequel trilogy is my Fallout 4, where I'm always just kind of sitting there like, you only have to tweak one thing.
It could have been good
movie to make it good.
Listen, I would have no problem with Dexter Jettster knowing this stuff if there was a single line of dialogue that says, oh, hey, Dex, you used to work in the archives. Would you know about this?
Yeah.
But no, it's just, I'm just going to go talk to this guy, and he knows it.
Uh-huh.
No, Ben, they couldn't possibly add a line in there because they're busy with it being 4 different scripts at the same time.
That's correct.
He used to be Darth Sane, but he retired.
Like, there is no scene that better exemplifies just how slapshod the prequel trilogy is than the assassination attempt on Padme.
What, you don't like when a mysterious masked stranger uses complicated machinery to put a snake in a girl's room?
Yeah.
So Palpatine hires someone to kill Padme.
Uh-huh.
Who decides to hire someone to kill Padme. Who sends a robot drone in to kill Padme. And the robot drone sends out giant slugs to kill Padme.
It's so fucking funny. There's so many layers.
At no point in this sequence does anyone think to just shoot Padme.
Yeah.
Well, no, God forbid, Ben, if someone shot Padme, there wouldn't be a third movie.
That's right. God forbid it be, like, expeditious at all. We've got to pad this plot out.
Anyway, they're bad movies, but it was a lot of fun watching them.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
The only other thing that I did, besides play FF14 and 76 with y'all, is Season 2 of My Adventures Superman ended.
Oh, yeah.
And
yes.
I'm very glad that show's getting a Season 3.
Oh, good!
Because It's really fucking good. It's a really good show.
I've also watched a bit of it. Specifically, because I knew it was coming up, I watched the episode with Monsieur Malat and the Brain.
Mhm.
Yes! They're so good!
So to explain this really quickly to people who aren't DC heads, Monsieur Malat is a giant hulking communist gorilla, and the Brain is a brain in a jar, and they are gay lovers. They have been. They have been since the 90s. That is their entire thing. They are two supervillains who are like more like morally ambiguous mad scientists who just kind of do whatever the fuck they want to, but they're madly in love.
If I remember correctly, they are primarily Titans villains, correct?
They sound like Titans villains.
They are specifically Doom Patrol villains.
Doom Patrol, yes, they are Doom Patrol villains, which is why they're so fucking weird.
Yeah, Grant Morrison worked on them, so that should explain everything.
I do want to clarify because yes, they are supervillains, mostly. They are revolutionaries and whatnot, and they are diabolical mad scientists. In My Adventures of Superman, they are a kindly retired gay couple living in the woods, who are also happen to be mad scientists.
Great.
I see.
So they're doctors. They're the Venture Brothers characters. It's
Absolutely.
so fucking funny.
Yeah,
They're literally the $1 billion man and the Sasquatch.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly it.
It literally is the bit where the gang, where Rusty and the rest of his therapy group go to Dr. Z's house because they think he's arching them, and he mistakes them for trick-or-treaters and invites them in for dinner.
Yeah.
That's what Monsieur Malat and the Brain are in My Adventures of Superman.
Great.
It's fantastic. The season finale is great. Brainiac, this is one of the best Brainiacs, I think, ever. Brainiac is such a catch-all villain, he can be anything he wants, but turning him into Frieza was a smart decision.
He's been very fun because they played up they've been doing a thing where they kind of make him like a tyrant figure for like the general science fiction side of DC for a long time, but they really leaned into, well, if My Adventures with Superman's gonna be really anime, he's just gonna be Frieza, and it's really fun.
There is a fantastic bit. So his premise is that he was a an AI designed by the Kryptonians to aid them in their conquest of the galaxy. And by conquest, I mean they're trying to uplift planets. Like they're kind of evil. They're not quite Saiyans, but they're kind of like
they're more colonialists.
They're Solarians.
Mm-hmm.
Kinda. They're like if Saiyans were as smart as Solarians.
Right.
And so there's a bit where it's talking about like the reason Krypton blew up is because Brainiac did it because he was sick of the Kryptonians trying to broker peace with other planets. And he literally says something along the lines of, "I was so tired of their whining about all their dead children." And I'm like, this is the best it's ever been.
Yeah.
Kara is great in this. Again, just they made her into Raditz and she's perfect.
Good.
And her actual Supergirl costume is great.
Mm-hmm.
She has like a cool scarf cape instead of like the traditional shoulder cape.
Yeah. She's really cute. The whole thing's really great. I love Lois in it. I continue to love Lois in it.
Mm-hmm.
Lois is fantastic.
The most Radicka it's ever been.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've said it on this podcast or if I've said it on Big Gay Nerds, but again, whenever I get around to watching it show, Lois is there. I'll watch that show. I'm very simple.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. I just need to make time for it because like I like that design. I like that character idea a lot. You know, obviously I've got two characters in different games that are exactly like that. Of course I'm going to immediately latch onto My Adventures with Superman, Lois Lane. She's perfect.
I think I think I might have retweeted it or posted it somewhere, but there is the clip in season 2 where they're breaking into a facility and the elevator is out of order, but it's the quickest way down. And Clark is like, "Lois, I can see you inching towards the edge," and she's like, "What? No, I mean, I'm not gonna, oh no, I fell.
Great.
You have to come catch me.
No, come catch me.
Anna, come catch me in your big, beautiful arms.
With your big, handsome chest.
Your big, beautiful Jack Quaid arms.
Uh-huh.
God, he's such a good voice actor. I hope he gets to do more stuff.
Yeah.
He's a really good Superman. Or
Yeah.
more accurately, he's a really good Clark.
He's a really, really good Clark Kent. But yeah, that wrapped up. Season 2 ended. Season 2 ended in a way that the staff was wiping their brow that they get season 3.
Right.
Because it ended in a way that they're like, oh, well, this is all we're getting. We need to wrap it up this season. Because we're getting season 3? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But that's all I did. I played Final Fantasy 14 and
Yeah.
Fallout 76.
Mm-hmm.
That's correct.
I was playing Fallout 76 before Final Fantasy 14, and I played Final Fantasy 14, and now I'm playing a lot more Fallout 76 again.
That's correct.
That's right.
Yeah. I we did the raids. The raids are really good. The raids
Extremely.
are probably my favorite raids. If they continue to maintain this quality of like fights, then they will be the best ones.
Yeah,
like,
easily.
in terms of fights.
I can only hope the Alliance raids will be this good.
So
Yeah, me too.
Seeing how this is playing out, seeing that they're like, yeah, we've learned that people really didn't like how we streamlined for Endwalker.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of too late for Dawn Trail. We're gonna start branching out again, and then seeing how these fights have turned out have made me really confident about how 8.0 is going to turn.
Sure.
But more importantly, I also remember, just kind of in the back of my head, them going like, "Yeah, we're thinking of doing another like Savage Alliance raid," and I just immediately went, "Oh, I'm really excited for fast content."
Hope so.
Delubrum Regine, my beloved.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably going to do another Delubrum because they're going to do another Boja. So I'm
Mhm.
excited for Boja too. Yeah, no, the fights are all extremely good. They're really hard. It's making people angry, which means they're perfect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The only one that I think is actually unfair is Honeybee Lovely.
I don't think it's unfair. at all.
Skill issue adjust.
Yeah, skill issue, DPS adjust, absolutely.
Sorry, Ben. I'm a melee DPS, and
Yeah.
I think that
Yeah.
that one's fair.
Yeah,
No,
that one's perfectly fair.
Again, I have the same opinion on that fight that I do for King Leonog, which is you have the range attack button for a reason. I know it's less fun, but it's there.
It's there. Press it.
My problem with Leonog has been when the game decided to lag, it really decided to lag.
Yeah.
And
No,
in ways that were just really unfair. But
Now I should clarify. I don't have a problem with it because I'm good at the game. I'm saying that if I were to look at it from an outsider's perspective, that's the one I think would be unfair.
No.
because people are complaining about Valigamanda.
No, yeah, like Honeybee Lovely, everything is extremely telegraphed. Like you just need to be able to adapt. I mean, it literally is DPS adjust. Sorry.
Like
Yeah.
the only timing on Honeybee Lovely that's like out of step is just like the bombs, because they are you have to react to them extremely fast. But like
Yeah.
it's not like what you get with even like Brute Bomber's like double lariat, where like that's not just you have to like react to the tell right. You also have to be positioned correctly, or you won't have enough time. Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, I think on the whole, it's like it's a very hectic fight, and it can spiral out of control very easily once you start having people die. But also, like in a vacuum, none of it's that hard, you know?
No, it's all extremely manageable. It's all really fun. I think it's just a lot of just like, yeah. The thing about these fights that I think that Dawn Trail is like really trying to get into people's head is that every single one of these fights, they're not random. They are on a script. They will do the same thing every time, and you just need to be ready for it. Like, but Brute Bomb, the third guy, he's on a script. He does the same thing every time. Once you learn the script, you can avoid it, and then it's just a matter of healers, being able to heal through heal checks and other small things like that, and positioning.
The only time he does anything different is when the double lariat, he switches it up, and even then, he doesn't do it the first time.
Right, exactly.
Right.
So it's very manageable, but it's also fun. It's like yeah, if you know the script, you know what to do, but it's still, everything is high damage, everything is coming out very quickly, so it's a matter of just being able to acting fast and thinking on your feet. I think that is extremely fun.
Yeah. Oh, you couldn't get your full rotation out. Oh, you're not doing optimal damage. Too bad.
That's a skill issue. I could do optimal damage in Honeybee Levy now, I think. Like, I think I could actually do quite good in both of those bosses now.
Are you doing no damage? No? Okay, then stop whining.
Yeah, just keep doing DPS. That's the name of the game in Final Fantasy XIV. But yeah, no, I love all the fights. I think they're really good. I think it fucking rules that every single fight has a new song.
Yes.
Yeah.
All of the songs are good. The fights
they're all
are
very
good.
different too.
Yeah, they're all extremely different. We've got Splatoon penis music. We have girly butt rock. We've got Persona music. Like, folks, we got everything. Right?
The Persona song has arms chanting in it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Highly recommend. Really, really like the Arcadian raids look so far. If they're all like this, it's going to be the best one. Maybe not in terms of plot, because the plot seems like kind of whatever, but who cares? Like,
it's
you can never
dumb
beat Eden.
and
you
fun.
can never beat Eden because Eden is a gay love story, right?
Right,
So,
yeah. But this is, I mean, your main focus point of the Arcadian raids is a Lalafell with a mustache and a big top hat.
Who's just like telling you, hey, do you like the glitz pit from Thousand Year Door?
Yeah.
I've got great news for you.
Yeah, I think I mentioned this off podcast, but like because it's relevant to the spoiler cast we did, I'll mention it here. It's like, yeah, my prediction is holding true, which is it's the coldest I've been on the writing in a very long time. However, the gameplay is the best it's ever been, so I'm content.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, other than that, it's just been Fallout 76, which continues to just be like the perfect bebopping around game.
Mm-hmm. Super love playing Fallout 76. I love our slow turnaround across 2 years of just going like, you know what?
This game's good.
Love the 76.
The thing is, though, any game played with friends can be made good.
This is
Yeah.
true.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Anyway, I'm looking forward to you two starting Warframe.
Please.
probably not. Probably not gonna happen.
No, but it's so fun though. Once you get into it, it's so fun.
That one's probably not gonna happen, Chief. I got enough always online.
Well, I got great news about how that game functions. It's called Content Islands.
We'll see. Maybe someday, but not right now.
Watching
other people play Warframe has not made me interested in Warframe.
Warframe is, I think, the eyeball melting anime game. More so than FF14.
Yeah. In fairness, you also saw me playing on the Switch, which isn't a very good indicator of how it plays either.
Yeah, but like even its like aesthetic sensibilities and stuff, I just looked at it. I was like, yeah, this one might not be for me. And plus, I've already got 3 like ongoing games. I've got 14, I've got 76, I've got FGO, which I haven't even started the summer event yet. So
I've had FGO open while we've been doing recording, and I just got my Kagekyo to 10-10-10, and so I'm very happy.
Good for you.
Nice.
Hog. I've got to do it though because I really, really want that Doman costume, and I really want Doman just carnally, but also as a unit. You know.
I like that him and Merlin are both, despite being, just creepy magicians, they're both, like, inexplicably beautiful big buff guys.
Yeah, it's great!
I like that. I like the muscle wizard heat that Doman and Merlin bring to FGO.
Yeah.
I did roll, and my
if you pulled a Doman, I'm gonna show up at your house.
I did not pull Doman. I did pull Lady A though.
Yeah.
Who'd you pull?
Lady A.
Oh, you pulled Lady Avalon. Okay.
Yeah.
Muzzle Top.
Merlin's little sister.
Yeah, Merlin's little sister.
Kinda.
Don't
worry about it.
My brainworms infected me though because I could only read her name in the same intonation as the bit in Letterkenny where they're talking about places to go for Alexander's brothers Buck and Doe.
What?
And they settle on Lady Diana's, and Wayne just goes, "Oh, Lady Di."
Oh, I see.
So I just read it. I mean, oh, Lady A.
Yeah. Okay, I see.
I see.
That's good.
I posted a picture of Domon and Merlin in the group chat, by the way, just for your perusal.
I need to peruse. I need to see these big handsome men's.
Merlin.
Yeah, exactly right.
Can we get a skin for Merlin or like an alt for Merlin that looks like an 80s wizard?
God, I wish.
Please.
It'd be really cool. But yeah, no, I need to start summer. I haven't yet. I spent a lot of quartz rolling for Doman, and I didn't get him, so I got butthurt, and I haven't played it lately. You know how it is.
No, I understand. That's the gotcha.
That's
the gotcha
yeah,
loop.
I understand that.
That's the gotcha.
I was kind of aiming just for Gareth, and I didn't get her.
No,
That's okay. She's not very good.
She's mid.
Yeah,
she's
but
really
she's
bad.
cute.
She's cute.
She is
you
cute.
Can just roll for. You can just use Lancer Gareth. She's actually better.
Okay.
Just use the 1-star Lancer Gareth because she's decent for her rarity. So yeah.
Saber Gareth is unfortunately a remarkably bad saber.
she's got the Saber Lily problem where she's got a gold banner, she's got 3-star stats, her attack is way too low for being a gold servant. So
that seems to make sense for Gareth though, so
that's correct. She's our sweet baby girl. If you want a blonde dog servant, just roll for Barghast. It's fine.
That's right. She's a significantly better saber too.
Yes, she is.
yeah.
And she's way more unkillable.
I did also roll for Lady A and did get her, which is the reason I have been keeping up with the event, is because I have not been burned by the gotcha. Otherwise, I would have probably just given up and went back to Fallout 76.
Yeah, I gotta start it tonight. But the only other thing I gotta talk about, and I'm gonna just keep it brief, but DS9 continues to be great, folks.
Yay!
It's the best one.
So, Deep Space Nine, huh?
Deep Space Nine, huh? Deep Space Nine is really good. I can't say anything else without spoiling it. But the first 6 episodes of season 6 have knocked my socks off so hard that I think if you don't like Deep Space Nine, I think there's probably something actually morally wrong with you.
Mike Staklasa.
There were multiple parts throughout the episode, like that last episode. So, like, we got to the end of episode 5, and Sarah looked at me and said, "We have to delay the Gorge by like 5 minutes just so we can squeeze this episode
That's
in."
correct. I said, you know what, we're just gonna have to wait about it.
And about 10, maybe 15 minutes into that episode, we started gasping and screaming and gasping and screaming and then screaming and screaming.
And just screaming for the rest of the episode. It's fantastic.
It's great.
Now, Sarah Oates, you said season 6. Did you
Yes.
Did you mean episode 6?
Season 6, episode 6.
Yes.
I'm sorry, that can't be right. There's no show in the world that can get 6 seasons.
Old TV, Ben, sorry.
This is the before times when TV was good instead of bad.
I don't understand. So these episodes, they are an hour and a half long, and there are only 4 of them in existence,
long.
Right?
No. No, Ben. Listen. I know this is going to be hard for you to grasp, but there's 26 episodes, and each are 45 minutes long.
So there's 26 episodes total of Deep Space Nine ever.
No, per season.
Ben, I'm gonna hit you.
So hold on, I have a question as well. So this is a TV show, you said, right? 45-minute episodes. It has more than 3 seasons. Is this a real world crime procedural?
No, this is in fact a speculative sci-fi TV show from the 90s. Yeah.
Okay, and it's not like an NCIS spinoff?
Nope. I know that's hard to believe, but it's an actual TV show set in space with many episodes.
Okay,
I know.
So this is the only thing in the world titled Star Trek, correct?
Incorrect. There were in fact at the time 3 concurrent Star Treks running, each with 26 episode seasons.
Yeah, there were 3 concurrent Star Treks because they're fucking insane, and they never did that again.
And then they never did that again, and then we never got Star Trek as good as that. Imagine that.
I guess I'll just have to watch it to see for myself, but I just can't comprehend a world in which there's more than 8 episodes in a season of something.
It makes me sick.
Here, Ben, let me explain this to you. The episodes aren't animated. That's how they save money.
That's right.
Oh, so it's like Legend of the Galactic Heroes, where like you'll get a fight scene and it's like 2 frames of ships firing shots at each other for like 15 seconds at a time.
And then the rest of it is just like them talking to each other in an office. That's correct.
That's correct.
Okay, I see. Well, I like those kinds of shows.
Okay. Because as I mentioned, My Adventures of Superman had to scratch and claw its way to number 3. And it had about 10 episodes a season.
Yeah, no.
Television.
A better world is possible, but not for me. Maybe me back in the 90s.
I think I've been thinking a lot lately about. Recently, there was an interview with Hiroyuki Maishi about like the success of the Dungeon Meshi anime adaptation, like how Studio Trigger's been doing over its like 10 plus years of existence now, and he was very candidly like, yeah, Kill la Kill is for a lot of people like our seminal classic work, and it's a work I feel very fond of. We could not make Kill la Kill today.
No, you could not.
And it's not that anything changed or that anything. It's just like you can't make a 26 episode original series with as little like pre-production, pre-scheduling, green lighting that we had back then, and that was only 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Very famously, Trigger was drawing the end of Kill la Kill the night before the episode came out.
That's right.
Like they were very famously talking about how like we were finishing shit literally 24 episodes before the episode came out, and then we like got it to print and we got it like assembled to go on TV, but like it was that tight, right? And you can't make stuff like that anymore, and maybe that's for the best, because Trigger's like old way of making anime was very crunchy, and I don't think Trigger crunches as hard as I'm sure they still do. Nobody is KyoAni, only KyoAni is KyoAni. Well, Ufotable is also KyoAni.
Yeah.
But those are the only two studios that really do that. But I don't think Trigger is as brutal as, say, Mappa, right?
Right.
I know that Trigger is not as bad as Miyazaki Studios about it, because notably Miyazaki does not like most of the people who left out of Gainax because they don't believe in crunching like he does.
Right, yeah. So it's just like
the fucking lunatic.
Yeah, no. Miyazaki is a madman, but like the guys who run Ufotable, they're really cool. Obviously, rest in peace, the KyoAni guys. I mean, KyoAni is still functioning, but like, it's still very sad.
It's barely a third of what it was, unfortunately.
It's very, very sad. And that's kind of like them and like a handful of other studios are the only ones that are like decent to work for, and everybody else is a nightmare. Right?
Right.
Yeah, Cartoon Network Studios doesn't exist anymore. Did you?
I saw that.
Oh, is that on the docket, by the way?
It's not on the docket because I didn't want something that depressing on the docket.
I see.
And also, for what it's worth, Cartoon Network Studios hasn't existed for a while. I think it's just they finally actually got rid of all the assets and everything. But like that office has been closed since 2022.
2022. God,
yeah,
that
place that has been effectively shut down for quite a while.
Wow, that's extremely depressing.
They needed to make more room for more episodes of Teen Titans Go.
Yeah, and other bad things. But that's it. That's all I got to say. Please watch Deep Space Nine. I know that Ben has to start TNG to even get, because the thing is that you can't just start DS9. You need to actually watch TNG probably in its entirety to understand why DS9 is as good as it is. But fortunately, the Next Generation is also good TV. It's not as good as Deep Space Nine, but it's still good TV, so you're okay.
It has significantly more stinkers, but its great episodes are still also really great.
Yeah, it has some truly great episodes of just speculative side. TNG is better about being a spiritual successor to the original series, in that it is a speculative sci-fi series about all of the weird civilizations we could possibly meet out in space. That's what the Next Generation is about, and it adheres to that idea very, very well. Whereas Deep Space Nine is about the politics of what would happen if we clashed with a bunch of these advanced civilizations out in space, right?
Right.
So you want to watch TNG to understand the speculative side of it before you go into DS9 to see how they kind of flip these, the formula on its head. So you can appreciate it better.
Old Trekkies tend to refer to it this way. The Next Generation has outlined a beautiful, background scenery, and it's up to DS9 and Voyager to paint that in.
Yeah, exactly.
I see.
It's extremely good. So, and after I finish DS9, I probably will watch Voyager just to get the full, the glory years of Star Trek, right? Before it all became bad. But yeah, no, I cannot possibly everything about Deep Space Nine is just so fucking good. Holy shit. It's insane. So yeah, that's all I got.
Cool.
Are we
Anyone
good?
else?
I don't really have much else outside of TennoCon happened this week, so I've been obsessed playing with Warframe because between that and Jade, the pregnant healer, it's been a very fun time for Warframe.
Pregnant healer. Also, the Ember heirloom came out, and I think single-handedly reinvigorated the player base.
We've
for that
returned to 2014. It's nothing but Ember's giant fucking ass.
Yay!
All over the place.
Sexy robots everywhere.
I love seeing Dave Szymanski just like, maybe I should play Warframe.
Yeah,
in response
to
to a gif of just like strutting Ember heirloom stuff, and it's like, I need to play that game.
It's a great video game still. I love it a lot. The Fujoshi era of Warframe has completely taken over now that Steve has stepped down and is working on Soulframe. It is just delightful.
Oh, that's what she looks like. I get it now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you can romance a bunch of characters.
We'll be able to, at least.
Yeah, InSync is a recurring boss fight. It has never been more gay, and you can play pregnant healer.
That's correct.
Like, I'm living.
A pregnant healer who's also a pregnant tank and a pregnant DPS.
Yeah, that's true. It's a pregnant blue mage.
That's right.
Warframe is entering its deranged fan fiction era, which I think is worthy of celebration.
I can't wait.
For them.
I can't wait for the next, after 1999, for them to go. All right, it's time for Warframe Omegaverse. I can't wait.
We're here.
Oh, I don't know how long it's going to take them to actually put out a 1999. At the rate we're going, I think we could get an Omegaverse Warframe before 1999 even comes out.
Well,
There's only so many themes for Warframes they haven't done yet.
You're right. I know we only... So, 1999 happens in winter, so that's only, 2 or 3 frames. 3 tops before then. I think we might get it. We'll just get another wolf frame to go with the other wolf frame.
We're going to get...
And the second wolf frame.
They're going to do that thing where it's they put out a new frame who's just an objectively better version of a slightly older Warframe. And it's going to be a version of Wisp who's a big buff dude, and all of his keyed buffs are Alpha, Beta, and Omega.
There you go. Well, that'll do it.
Yeah. Great.
Also, obviously, all of his moves do heat damage.
Naturally, of course.
The only reason we know that that's not true is because we haven't had a single male frame who's actually overpowered us, actually outside of Dante since Chroma in 2013.
Oh, it's just like FGO.
Yeah,
Chroma's more recent than that. 2013 is when the game came out.
I keep thinking that he's older than that. He came out in 2014 or 2015.
Survey says 2015 actually.
Yeah,
wow,
yeah, okay.
Earlier than I thought.
He's old. I know that. Anyway,
I think that's it. Ben, tell us about the news.
Right off the bat, 27-year-old man admits canceling Nintendo Japan events by threatening to kill everyone for, quote, shitty games.
What?
What is going on?
What?
The article, quote, 27-year-old Kenzan Kazama stood trial this week and admitted that he had made threats. The threats, Kansai Television News reports. I sent the messages because I was stressed by playing the game, Kazama reportedly explained. When I kept losing, I got frustrated. So he sent a bunch of death threats in around April that got some live events canceled in Tokyo.
What?
I see.
Okay, sure.
It's unclear what game he was playing, but the suspect is Splatoon 3.
Yeah, I was gonna say Splatoon. Look, I've played enough Splatoon to know that is a game that will get you tilted.
Folks, have you ever been so mad at a video game that you end up going to jail?
Not yet, because I stopped playing Splatoon 3.
That sounds the way you phrase it sounds like something that Todd from Achewood would have done.
Yeah, Yeah, though.
Yeah,
Because I'm
though.
thinking of the bit where Roast Beef is talking to Philly about Todd, and he's like, remember when Todd did his taxes so bad he almost got the electric chair?
I forgot about that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just imagining Todd playing Splatoon 3 because those Squid Girls are fine. Todd, you can't say that they're underage Squid Girls. Oh, they're anime. That's different.
Yeah, right.
Shut up! They're that fucking anime.
Oh fuck.
Oh my
Okay.
god, he would.
I
Yeah.
like Shiver. She's got microplastics in her blood.
They're a squid. 8 is like 800 to them. Who cares?
Great.
And that's why Philippe's account got banned.
Yeah.
Philippe spent $50 whole on a year of Nintendo Online, and then Todd got it banned, and now he's crying.
I can't get money back.
Chris Onstead, if you're listening,
You're
that
not
one,
doing
Got
anything
an
better
idea
with your
for you.
time. Feel free to take some of this from
that
us.
one's free. Next, this bizarre Nintendo horror game has cruelty and domestic abuse.
Oh, this is the game that everybody was terrified was going to be a fucking Bloober Team game, and it's not. Thank God.
And instead we got to wipe the sweat from our brows because it is a Famicom Detective Club game,
Sure.
which is
Oh.
pretty cool, actually. I think.
Yeah, I don't think a Famicom Detective Club game is going to actually be scary, though. Like, the trailer looks kind of spooky, but then when I found out it was a Famicom Detective Club game, I was like, oh, never mind. Okay, wow.
That's like saying Phoenix Wright's going to be have a horror element.
Yeah, exactly. Like, ooh, it might be a little spooky, but that's it. It's not going to be actually scary.
There'll be suspense.
Sure, a little
Oh, yeah.
tension, maybe, but
Yeah.
that's it.
Oh, it's not rated yet.
No.
I think it's going to be spooky the way a really good Scooby Doo's going to be spooky.
Sure,
You know what I mean?
Zombie Island.
Zombie
Yeah.
Island was a little unnerving when you were 7.
Yeah, Zombie Island's a great movie. Still, when you're
Spooked?
in your 30s.
Spooked? No, I've never been spooked. Startled, though. Constantly getting startled.
Constant
Yeah.
startling.
I've been surprised a couple
Ben
times.
playing a horror game.
I mean, yeah, this is a horror game that I can play.
That's right.
And look, I do love me some handheld adventure game point and click visual novel styles.
That's right.
So, yeah, I'll play some Famicom Detective Club. Very funny that's still the name of the group.
Yes.
The
They're
Famicom
just gonna keep
Detective.
it forever.
Yeah. You know,
Famicom is a good name. I like it a lot.
It's a good
I
name.
know.
yeah.
They should have kept it.
Yeah, you know what? They should have just done like a PlayStation or an Xbox and just like
Yeah.
it's the Famicom forever.
Yeah, it should have just been the Famicom. I understand why they didn't, because of like video game crash reasons, right?
Yeah.
That's literally like the reason they renamed the Famicom back in the 1984
Mhm.
was because like personal computers were considered like they were crashing and they were too expensive. But an entertainment system is different because VCRs were on the rise, and the Famicom was remodeled into the NES to look like a VCR.
That's right.
So
Yes.
that people be like, "Ooh, we're getting a VCR type system instead," which is different. So,
It's not a video, it's not a console, it is an entertainment system
and
or
that
a
is-
family computer.
That is why the Famicom looks incredibly 80s and the NES looks incredibly 70s.
even though I love the way the Famicom looks so much more than the NES.
I actually really
Are-
like the look of the NES, but I think I would like it more if they leaned harder into making it look like an old entertainment system with like wood paneling.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Are we willing to entertain the possibility that the reason it's still called Famicom Detective Club is because the Switch 2 is just going to be called the Famicom Entertainment System?
The Famicom X.
I wish.
Oh, Saturn, don't make me dream.
They're gonna be
Don't-
like, we're gonna do better than your Xbox and then Xbox One and then Xbox again.
You just call it the FE, like the FES. So
Exactly.
That way it's the FES instead of the NES, so it's like a festival. It's like a gaming
Exactly.
festival.
Famicom
Oh.
Entertainment System.
I would love the Famicom Entertainment System.
They're not going to do that though. They're going to okay, no. I know we speculate this on like every episode, but we're going to do it again. We're going to do it again. The reason they're going to call it, if they want to lose all of their money, they will call it something like the Famicom Entertainment System. However, if they want to make infinite money, they will just call it the Switch 2.
That's
right.
I think they're most likely just gonna call it the Switch 2.
They are almost certainly just going to call it the Switch 2. But there's
I want them
always
to
a
call it the
chance they're
Super
going to do
Switch.
it. I do love the Super Switch. I do think the Super Switch is good.
You know, the Super Switch is way better because it would just match how Nintendo does things.
Yeah, but that would still make sense. Like, you would understand that the Super Switch is a Switch sequel instead of a Switch iteration.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, like it would do better than the Wii U. The Wii to
Yeah.
Wii U. It would be like, oh, this is the Super Switch. I remember the Super Nintendo was a different thing.
And now we have to upgrade it. And now we have to escalate. So it's going to be called the Switch 64. And then the Switch Cube.
What
it all returns.
Returns to Cube.
What about the Switch Advance?
No. Because that was still a Game Boy. Not really, but like...
The Super Switch Advance.
That's too many words.
The problem is that, like, in trying to lean in more in, like, the idea of it being handheld is going to make people think that its specs are worse because it's gearing more towards being handheld. Do you know?
I know what you're saying. Yeah, they need to call it the Super Switch to imply that it's better. But what they're going to call it instead is they're going to call it the Switch Up. And it's gonna be awful. It's gonna sell like no units because nobody's gonna realize that it's a fucking sequel.
Well, that's the thing is I don't think they're gonna do that because that is the exact mistake that is literally almost to the letter the exact mistake they made with the Wii U.
That's what I'm saying. Nintendo is genetically predisposed to bag fumbling. So either we're gonna get the dumb Nintendo or we're gonna get the good Nintendo. We talk about this every episode, but it's very important.
Now, Sarah, I do want to clarify one thing, though. The reason the Wii U failed is twofold. One, it had a bad name.
Yeah.
Two, it had nothing on it.
That's correct.
I mean, it sold poorly because there was nothing you could play on it that was even worth getting it in the first place. That was the big thing that hindered it the most. If the Switch 2 comes out and it's called the Switch Up or the My Switch... But it has Mario Kart 9 on it.
Sure.
It will still sell 11 billion copies.
Fair.
I don't think they're ever going to make a Mario Kart 9.
If it can play PS4 games, it will sell 11 billion copies.
Yeah.
I think the thing that would do it, and it's not a game anyone wants, but it is a thing I think would do it, is they're like, here's a Super Switch. Day one, you can play Horizon Zero Dawn on it.
That'd be really funny.
It's a game nobody would want to play, but it is a game people would be very enthusiastic to see, because it would mean that the Super Switch can play video games looking good instead of bad.
It's a game no one would want to play, but it's a game everyone would want to play at least once.
That's right.
Yeah.
And go, holy shit, this is Horizon at 60 frames a second on a handheld.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm throwing my Xbox and PS5 in the garbage right now.
You know, if they're never going to actually make the HD upgrade of this, what they could also do is go, we've reached an unprecedented deal with Sony. Day one Super Switch, you can play Bloodborne.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Unfortunately, it's still 30 frames per second.
Terrible
frame pacing.
Yeah.
But that's just authentic at this point.
First handheld to sell 1 billion units.
First handheld to sell the Switchillion units.
A Swillion.
Swillion!
That's what they're going to call it, the Swillion.
The Switch.
The
Switch.
Like
They're
the
gonna call it
fucking...
the Scrunt.
No. No, you call it the Swillion and it just makes me think of Umineko.
Yeah, it's my favorite Ushiromi sibling, Swillion.
Just makes me think of the fucking Kuadorian. Once we fucking figure... I've never been angry. We can't talk about Umineko. I actually gotta pick Umineko back up.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've never been angrier, however. Dumb fucking dog-brained ass plot twist that I love. So...
But here's the thing, Sarah. Of course Kinzo named it that for that reason.
I know! Of course he named his secret stash of gold where he stuck his mistress, ? Quadrillion! I hate him to pieces! I hate him so much I could die.
most important thing you can understand about Ushiromi Akinzo's character that is constantly teased at, but you never really get the full sense of it, is that he's kind of just a huge fucking dork.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Like, he makes Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy references to his family.
Yeah. Oh, and that's in Japanese, too.
Oh,
Yes, I'm
great.
aware.
Fantastic. I hate him.
I ended up,
Awesome.
while I was going through that, I'm like, that can't be what it says in the original. And like, while I was reading it, I literally looked up what that says in the Japanese, and it's like, no, it's the exact same in the Japanese.
No, it's the same thing.
Directly.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Amazing.
I just replayed the dialogue because I was literally like, he can't have actually said that, can he? He did.
Yeah, he definitely did.
Oh,
He definitely did.
Yeah, he did.
Anyways, next, we've been dilly-dallying.
Yeah.
Next,
BioShock 4 screenshot leaks online. Here's what it tells us. One, they're making a BioShock 4.
they're making a fourth but
Search for BioShock 3.
Yeah, it's called Judas, right?
Yeah, isn't that just Judah?
No, they're making a BioShock 4.
Are they stupid?
Are they stupid? Who's making it?
Well, Arcane Austin
Chamber.
isn't doing anything anymore.
I guess so.
A studio called Cloud Chamber?
Clown.
I know them. Hold on.
Chamber.
I know who they are. Wait, I've heard of them.
New 2K based. It's a new 2K studio.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They.
Oh wow,
They're-
that's it.
Yeah, they just are. It's no releases. They're just composed of people who worked on the old BioShock games.
What the
see.
hell?
So,
However, they are currently hiring a narrative designer. So I'm
I see.
assuming that this game is not very far along in development.
yeah, no, I mean, we have the screenshot.
What is the screenshot? Post it in group chat.
I just posted it. It is, there's a
Wow, that's fucking
shotgun
nothing.
labeled the Ricochet shotgun, which I think sounds pretty cool. There's a plasmid menu on the left side. It looks like there's like a magnet, a stopwatch, and a lightning bolt.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have your health bar at the upper right, and then some developer notifications in the upper right there. But it's BioShock. BioShock 4.
Yeah, so that's like obviously the lighthouse, right? Like this is supposed to
Right.
be the lighthouse. So I wonder if it's like a futuristic BioShock instead of like an old-timey BioShock.
Looking at this
Maybe.
HUD, I just have to say, I do have to wish death and despair upon all of Bethesda Softworks for making other video game developers think it's okay to use the Futura font.
Like, yeah, it's fine.
Futura font is my mortal enemy. I hate to see it. I literally looked at that thumbnail and I saw that 6 and I went, no.
No.
Not like this.
Whenever they make a Fallout 6 in 25 years, that's the 6 that it's going to be that exact shape of 6. I promise you.
God, I hope not. Yeah, I mean, I thought Judas was BioShock 4. I'm surprised that they're also making a BioShock 4. I wonder, is this gonna be like a Callisto Protocol Dead Space situation? Where everyone's like, oh, cool, Callisto Protocol, Dead Space is finally back, and then the Dead Space 1 remake comes out and is like way better. And you're like, oh, it could have just been like this.
The race to get out the next BioShock by 3 different people.
Yeah, exactly. God. Anyway. Next, here's every free game you can get on Prime Day. The only notable thing in this article is one of those games is Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, which came out this year.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
It's
That's
free
not-
on Prime Day.
that's a bad thing to have free on Prime Day. That game's really dead in the water, huh, Ben?
The other games on that list, just for clarification, are Rise of the Tomb Raider, Chivalry 2, Knights of the Old Republic 2, Weird West Definitive Edition, and TMNT Shredder's Revenge. And a game that came out this year.
I see. Hey, want to do our favorite bit?
Yes.
How many players are in Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League on Steam right now?
14.
Ooh,
What do we compare it to? TF2.
it's
Sure.
a good idea. How many did you say, Ben?
14.
Ooh. 105.
Okay, let's see.
69. Nice.
Closest without going over is Sarah. You are all being very pessimistic. It's got a whole 216 players.
Wow,
Wow.
216 players.
And now, so Ben, you said you wanted to compare it to Team Fortress 2?
Yeah, Oates wanted that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to say... Oh, that update just came out.
Yeah, for reference and for comparison, because this is, to be fair, Team Fortress 2 is a free-to-play game
It's free.
that also just had a major update relatively recently.
But I like kicking Suicide Squad while it's down, so I'm gonna
Sure.
say... I'm gonna say 18,000.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna lowball it to 15,500.
I'm actually going to go lower and say about 10,000.
Once again, you're all far too pessimistic. Team Fortress 2 players right now is 65,886. Now,
You will never die.
now, how do you want to compare that stacks up to Suicide Squad's all-time peak players on Steam simultaneous?
I think it is 10 times more than Suicide Squad's all-time peak players.
Okay, so you're saying Suicide Squad's all-time peak is about 6,500.
Yeah, absolutely.
I will go 5,500.
Okay.
Okay.
You to be really mean. 2,000.
Okay.
We're continuing this trend of pessimism. Its all-time peak, however, is 13,459.
Well, Sarah wins again. I'll take
That's
it.
a lot of marks, dude.
That's
Which
a lot
you'll
of
note,
marks.
their all-time peak 6 months ago is less than a quarter of TF2's current players today.
Yeah.
Actually, I want one more comparison. We don't have to play the game for this one,
Uh-huh.
but I want to know because, again, TF2 is free. So let's do one that we've all been playing lately and isn't free. You do have to buy in. Fallout 76.
Absolutely. So let's compare, ooh.
Oh no!
So, Fallout 76, its players right now is 12,552.
Oh,
Nice.
brutal.
Its highest player count recently is about 16,000.
Okay.
Its all-time peak is 73,368.
Okay.
Which is still not like a great amount for a live service game, but you'll note is also like about 5 times more than Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, a
That
game
is
that
correct.
had significantly more marketing push and is way higher budget.
And didn't have 2 years of being dog water.
Yeah. So you know,
Notoriety.
Warner Brothers. Now that Jim Ryan is out of PlayStation, Warner Brothers is trying to cement itself as the worst run company in gaming.
Oh, yeah,
Good
I
for
mean,
them.
We don't need to know anything else about what's happened, like, for the rest of the Gorge, but, like, fuck David Zaslav.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I can't say what I think should happen to that guy without getting put on a federal watch list, so I'll
That's
just
correct.
keep my mouth
So
shut.
just keep that in mind.
It's not in the docket, but Warner Brother Discovery is like, well, what if we were to split into 2 companies?
We thought that Embracer trick was really cool. We should do the same
Yeah,
thing.
I
And
think
literally,
it's great.
we heard about this because all their creditors are like, "We'll fucking kill you. We know
We'll
where you
fucking
live,
kill
and we
you."
know what your family members' names are. Don't fuck with us."
I'm glad we finally gotten to the threshold where the shareholders enter the boardroom and one of them pulls out a gun and sets it on the table and looks at David Zaslav.
Now, if only we could get rid of him, but alas and alack, it is not happening.
Unfortunately, the shareholders are addicted to paying him a CEO salary for some reason.
Who can say why?
I think it'll be very, very darkly hilarious that if Warner Brothers Discovery just splits back into Warner Brothers and Discovery.
If anybody on the FBI is hearing and bugging this microphone.
Mm-hmm.
David Zaslav knows about the Boeing 747 incidents and definitely,
for sure.
certainly is willing to whistleblow about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was bragging about it over drinks the other night. I heard it.
Yeah.
I saw it. He was talking about
it. Yeah.
You know. Anyway.
Next.
Fallout London's robot Speaker of the House, played by UK's actual former Speaker of the House.
Extremely funny. Yes.
What?
They literally got the former Speaker of the House to come in and do lines for their robot because that DLC is I called it a DLC.
It's like a fucking DLC.
It is an expansion pack for all intents
that
purposes.
mod, that extremely ambitious mod, is extremely ambitious.
It's they got fucking Asterian's voice actor to come in and do lines.
Oh, but he'll do anything though.
I know he'll do anything.
Yeah, but you still have to pay him.
Yeah,
you still gotta pay him. But Neil Newbern came in and was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll record some lines."
He played a blubbery, sad goldfish.
Yeah, you know. Well,
the thing is, like,
King.
You pay someone union rates for like a day of line reads. That's like a couple $100. Neil Newbern will show up for a couple $100.
That's easy money. To be in a cool Fallout expansion.
Quote from the article from project lead Dean Carter. Quote, imagine being Fallout London and feeling so lucky having all the talented voice actors on the team, but then boosting it further with the fact that we have 2 Doctor Who actors as VAs. Then Neil Newbern messages us and also wants a role. But the cherry on top, who better to represent our mod's version of Speaker of the House than a robot version voiced by John Burkow himself?
Wait, so Neil Newbern messaged them and was like, I want in.
Yes.
So he probably did it for free.
That's so funny.
That's funny. I'm so excited. That's out tomorrow, and I'm absolutely bouncing off the walls.
Who are the 2 Doctor Who actors, though?
I don't know.
I gotta look that up right now.
One of you is going to have to stream it because I don't want to buy Fallout 4 again. I have to draw a line in the sand somewhere.
Their cast list still isn't I think publicized yet, so we might have to wait till tomorrow.
No.
Who is it?
Sylvester McCoy and Colin Baker.
Shut up!
There's no way.
A massive Fallout 4. There's an article from Screen Rant. A massive Fallout 4 mod titled Fallout London features voice work by Doctor Who alumni Sylvester McCoy and Colin Baker.
That's insane.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's
so
out
are we going to
tomorrow.
find out that one of the people on the development team for this mod is literally royalty or something? That's just how they keep getting all these insane connections.
Well, we know for a fact that the dev head now works for Bethesda.
And this is just his side gig.
Yeah.
He's finishing up.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's funny.
No. Okay, so hold on, Dean Carter, project lead for Fallout London. These are not Doctor Who actors.
These are the doctors.
These are the doctors. You got 2 doctors in your game.
You got 2 of the doctors in your fucking Fallout London game.
You didn't get a guy who played a bit part in one episode, or a companion that hung around for a 2-parter. You got fucking Sylvester McCoy.
Sure. Well, that's out tomorrow, and I'm absolutely stoked. I'm really happy that I don't have a fresh Fallout 4 save on this computer, so I can just install Fallout 4, do the downgrader, and play London when it's out tomorrow.
I just got to do a fresh install, and I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm absolutely extremely enthusiastic about Fallout London.
Yeah, just today I did do the regular downgrader for the Steam version.
Okay.
It's so easy,
which does work there, but I'm still going to buy the good old games version because I don't want to have to completely overhaul my 500 or so hours of Fallout 4 to play Fallout London and lose all that.
Right.
That's fair.
So I'm just going to buy a 3rd version of Fallout 4 and install a separate version of it on my other hard drive.
We're marks.
I'm probably going to let y'all canary in the coal mine for me this time.
I will.
Not that I have any doubts of its quality, just I can't right now. I've been playing too much Fallout lately as it is. I can't make it worse.
Listen. The important thing is that Fallout London will tide me over until Ace Attorney Investigations comes out.
That's correct.
The one month I have free, August, is now consumed with Fallout London.
Yay!
I have a long weekend. a long weekend this weekend, so I'm really looking forward.
That's right.
All I'm doing on Monday and Tuesday is playing Fallout London.
Yay!
Woohoo!
Speaking of Fallout,
Yeah, hit me.
a famously canceled Fallout game finds a new life as a free mod.
What?
Van Buren, presumably?
Van Buren was just modded into Fallout 2.
Oh, that's fun. Okay.
Crazy.
They're calling it Fallout Yesterday, and it is a total conversion of Fallout 2 to that is based off of the leaked demo of Van Buren.
Interesting. Okay.
That's so cool.
So, it might be fun to check that out.
Cascadia fucking never.
Cascadia never.
Yeah.
It's a great
Cascadia
era
never.
for people who like Fallout.
Unless you want one that's set in the Pacific Northwest.
I'm so glad all these modders are taking advantage of the Fallout TV show's success. Bethesda.
Because Bethesda sure the fuck isn't.
Yeah, no, they seemed like, if anything, they were ready for it to be a horrible flop, and they are surprised that it was successful.
Maybe they'll capitalize on season 2 being good.
My favorite part about this is them revealing in the dev interviews during like the Summer Games like festival or whatever, when they were like, "Hey, we got playable ghouls for Fallout 76 coming out next year." Was them going like, "Yeah, we actually already had this in the docket. It just happened to coincide with the Fallout TV show."
Great.
It just happened to coincide with the humongous check that Microsoft wrote us to make us some more of that Fallout money. So they set up there.
End quote.
So it's good that Fallout 76 is good.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they would literally not be monetizing Fallout at all.
No.
Good year for Fallout fans, for sure. With that show and now all this stuff, hell yeah.
It's just so good.
That show was great.
The show's so good. I can't wait for season 2. Maybe then Fallout 3 remake will actually come out.
Maybe.
Maybe.
They can lie about it not existing all they want, but I know the truth.
I seen those documents from
Yeah.
the Activision Blizz merger. I know it's real. So is an Oblivion remake. Like, come on. Fucking get on it.
Chop chop.
Chop chop. I'm waiting.
It's gonna come out in 2030 along with Fallout 5.
And then I'll just be dead. It's fine.
Next, Like a Dragon Studio says fans will be surprised by its next game. Yakuza RTS Real.
Yakuza first-person shooter real.
It's going to be Yakuza Nobunaga's Ambition.
Ooh.
Look, the only thing I want out of it is I want another spin-off game where you get to play as a character who has some Kiryu Ichiban. That's fucking it.
Yeah, it should be another Gaiden, like a proper Gaiden.
Like I don't want to place the main character for
The thing
once.
Is, they did do Yakuza Ishin, right?
Yeah.
They could just do Yakuza Ishin 2 and have it be about the Japanese unification and have it be Yakuza Nobunaga's Ambition.
Oh, you mean Kenzan?
Yeah, where you play as Oda Nobunaga, who is played by Ichiban Kasuga.
Uh-huh.
God.
The dude of Owari.
I love that idea. You know what they should do? They should do the time period where they should do that, and they should put Yasuke in it, played by Gary Buster Holmes.
That would be great, though. I'd love to have him come back. I love Gary Buster Holmes.
Do you know what he's doing in Yakuza 8? Oates?
No.
Is
he in Hawaii?
He's running the pound mates from Yakuza 7. And he's recruited either his daughter, sister, Chitose Buster Holmes.
I see.
To fill in for her as like the active fighter.
Chitose Buster Holmes is what I would name a player character in an RPG.
Yeah.
But he's the one who runs, like, whenever you call pound mates, he's the one who answers the phone and dispatches whoever you hire.
I see. Good for him. I'm glad he's climbing the ranks in this horrible corporate hell world that he found himself in.
This article also reminds me that the live-action Yakuza series is coming to Prime soon.
I see. Oh, I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
Oh.
And now again, it's anyone's guess. Is it going to be good or not?
One Fierce t-shirt.
Yeah. Usually it would be a done deal that it's bad, but like it could be good though.
What if it's good though?
It could be good though. Is the thing.
You mean like how that Transformers game might be good?
Might
What
be
got
good.
canceled?
game?
They said that
So good.
they said they're still working on it, but I don't believe them.
They're lying to me.
I think there was actual like corporate notes from Hasbro that said it is basically canceled. So
Kill me.
Sorry.
In the immortal words of Florence Welch, I'm not calling you a liar. Don't lie to me.
But don't lie to me. Oh god.
I'm not saying it, but I'm certainly thinking it loudly.
What's
They
next?
had voice lines.
I
but-
know, and the best designs, and it was gonna be really good, and it's never coming out. I'm sorry.
Well,
Starscream's so hot.
I know it's a very sexy Starscream design.
do you want some good news?
Yes.
I guess.
Bethesda officially becomes the first Microsoft game studio to fully unionize.
And then today we also got World of Warcraft, baby.
Yeah!
Yippee!
If the 3Bs pattern holds, that means BioWare is going to unionize soon.
I think that would be extremely funny.
I-
After all these years, the long-running joke that the 3Bs
Yeah.
Yeah.
just keep getting worse,
If
only for the 3Bs to turn around and be like, no, we've all decided to unionize, is amazing.
if that infamous clip from Super Best Friend Cast where Liam talks about the his coworker at a testing studio that talks about his three favorite studios, the 3Bs,
Uh-huh.
in like 2012.
It's way too late.
It's too late. If this comes full circle and those three studios become good,
That means that Liam's friend was just a prophet.
That's
yeah,
right.
he was from the future.
But no, absolutely solidarity to all of the employees at Bethesda who very intelligently saw the writing on the wall vis-a-vis massive layoffs
Yeah.
and said, no, we're going to do something about this. Because now, at the very least, like, yeah, layoffs can still happen to unionized employees. But unfortunately for Microsoft, fortunately for unionized employees, if you lay off a unionized employee this soon after they're unionizing, that can only be viewed as retaliation by the NLRB, which I will say, for all of my many, many problems with Joe Biden, the labor board under the Biden administration has been pretty cool.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it's one of his major accomplishments as president is that his labor board has been really cool. So no, you actually can't lay off unionized employees right after they unionize. So yeah, this was a smart move on their part. It was 341 people at Bethesda, and it's 500 people on the World of Warcraft team, which is fantastic. Which brings the count of unionized game devs at Microsoft to over 1,200, which is big. That's fantastic.
That is incredible. I can only imagine that Bethesda, the Bethesda studio, was just like looking at all the layoffs happening in other studios, then looking at the communist propaganda posters they were modeling for Fallout 76.
And they were like, wait a second.
We
Looking
have,
at the
we have nothing
communist
to lose but
voice-
our chains.
Yeah, looking at the communist voice clips they were recording for the Protectron, we're like, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I think it's important to note that one of the key background, world conflicts in Fallout 76 is, the tremendous, strikebreaker massacre that happened because a bunch of people are like, no, we want jobs so we can feed our families, and then Capital sent in robots to kill them.
That's correct.
So, I'm not saying it's unsurprising. I'm just saying if it could have happened to any major AA studio, it's probably going to happen to this one.
Yeah. So they also unionized under CWA, which is the Communications Workers of America. And yeah, we love this. We love it anytime a game dev unionizes. What we need now, more than anything, is for this to start happening at the Sony studios, because
Yes.
I think if anybody needs it, it's those poor bastards over at all the Sony studios.
Oh, if
Naughty Dog needs a union and maybe a guillotine.
Yeah.
Yeah, Naughty Dog needs a union. They need a guillotine. Sony San Diego needs
if Insomniac could unionize and maybe, negotiate to not spend $300 million on a game so that they can turn a profit on their next game.
That would be nice, yeah. That would be nice. So, but yeah, I'm really the next biggest thing is that Sony devs need to start unionizing, because obviously Microsoft devs are getting the message, which is great, but Sony devs really, really need it too. So hopefully this will make them realize, oh shit, we have nothing to lose but our chains. Yeah.
Yeah. Next, you know what? We can play the game again, and this time I can be in charge.
Okay.
The Concord open beta numbers are somewhat concerning.
Now,
ooh, I forgot what Concord was for a minute.
What's Concord again? Somebody explain this one to me.
Sony hero shooter that looks like Guardians of the Galaxy. And
That
Overwatch.
one.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think the peak for the open beta launch day was?
Oh god, 75.
2 players.
I'll be slightly more generous. Are we just doing Steam numbers or just for the PS5?
Just Steam.
I'm gonna say 5,500.
Ooh, very generous.
Oates, what did you say?
I said 2.
Okay, Sara technically wins. Highest without going over, because the number is 2,300.
Okay.
Not very good.
Not very
bad.
good for an open
Very
beta.
bad.
They don't know the PlayStation numbers because they don't give those.
Yeah, they don't put those out. Yeah.
The problem with 2,300 players is that the open beta is free.
So I didn't know these numbers, but I did see the headline that the open beta weekend has 8% less players than the closed beta weekend did.
Oh no!
So literally people pre-order, the closed beta was for pre-orders only, and literally there are less people playing in the open window than played during the closed beta weekend, presumably because some of those people who pre-order are like, wow, this game fucking sucks, and then canceled their pre-order.
Yeah. Oh, that's brutal.
That's not great. But also not surprising, because Concord looks like trash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about because obviously the direct comparison is Overwatch, right?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking why do Concord characters look even more dripless than Overwatch characters? And the reason is because they look like Guardians of the Galaxy characters, right?
Yeah, of course.
But
discount Guardians of the Galaxy.
The thing about Guardians of the Galaxy is that the reason they look like regular guys with green or blue skin is because they are humans that put on face paint.
Well, that's the thing that was pointed out, Ben, is the difference between Overwatch is that Overwatch, they just do the animations, normally. And so it's you have this thing that looks like a whatever, or even a really cartoony guy.
Yeah.
But you're just hand doing the animation, so it's fine. But for this game, they very clearly had to make adjustments to the designs to account for the fact they're having actual people come in to do facial mocap. Because a lot of those designers are we had a design and we just put a human face on it.
Yeah. I'm looking at the main dude of Concord here, and he's just a regular white guy, but he's green.
That's correct.
And it's Yondu looks like that because Yondu is an actor wearing face makeup. You could make this guy look like a lizard man.
Yeah, you could have actually Yondu looks like that because they didn't want to put too many facial prosthetics on him, right?
Yeah.
But it's a video game. They are computer models. you could have made him look more like an alien, right?
Yeah. Like he's got the scales already. Like here, you look at him. He doesn't even have lizard eyes.
No.
Like what are you doing? It's
just
bad. They're doing bad work.
Yeah.
I don't know how you found a way to somehow like find a version of like a game that will die like Battleborn and then do that, but also remove any of the drip that Battleborn had.
Yeah. Battleborn, which did not have much drip to begin with, you somehow made it even more dripless, which is something I thought was impossible, but, sure.
This is the kind of thing that Jim Ryan greenlit. Just like, yeah, look, it's so realistic and cool. People will love this.
Yeah, everybody's going to love to play this, even though hero shooters have been dead for, like, literal years now.
Unless you're TF2. Then you can live forever.
It's very funny how TF2 invented a genre which every successive entry in it has died horribly at TF2. Just like, we're TF2 is like the equivalent of like that 95-year-old grandma who drinks scotch every day and is still like completely coherent.
Yeah. Say it with me, folks. We are not dying. We are going to live forever. Next and finally, CrowdStrike offers a $10 apology gift card to say sorry for outage.
There's a very funny follow-up to this, by the way, which is that people went to go claim the $10 gift card and then got notifications from the company that was supposed to be processing them that the gift card had been revoked by the provider. Meaning that CrowdStrike sent out this email and then also just reneged on doing the $10 gift cards.
Great.
So if anyone is not aware of exactly what happened, or if you're listening to this in the future when we fixed all our computing problems, or we haven't and we're living in caves.
Yeah, or you're trying to do a history podcast about how this CrowdStrike thing was the beginning of the end of human society.
Yeah. What happened is a cybersecurity firm called CrowdStrike put out an update to their service and bricked over millions and millions of computers.
I believe over 1 billion computers.
Yeah.
Because of the way that this update crashed those computers, CrowdStrike was unable to just send out an update to fix it because it bricked them. In which you would they're not connected to any network anymore. You have to turn them back on and enter the BitLocker recovery key and recover the computer manually, one by one. You have to do it.
The billion computers that got bricked.
You have to go push the power button.
Great.
Okay, so the update, the article here says the update rendered 8.5 million. So not a billion, 8.5 million Windows devices unusable.
That's still a lot.
That's still a lot.
I had heard from somewhere else it was 1 billion, but that might have just been false numbers.
It might have been 1 billion users, recorded users have been affected by it because multiple people use the same computer for stuff. Most importantly, it grounded the vast majority of flights that day.
Yes.
Because every major airports and airline companies use CrowdStrike.
That's right.
There was no way to fix this on a global scale. You have to go and turn the computers on yourself. So they're still working on a proper resolution. Most of the stuff is back online by now. But yeah, this is what Y2K would have been like had they not worked their asses off to fix it.
It was very funny. I think it was Rebecca from Digital Extremes was tweeting, the irony is not lost on me of all the steps I'm having to take to protect these demo computers at TennoCon, showing off our game update that's supposed to be about Y2K, trying my damnedest to protect them from Y2K.
Yeah. It's so funny.
So yeah, thanks CrowdStrike. I'm sure this is going to do great. I can only imagine. So fortunately, it's well known that I work in IT. Fortunately, none of our clients use this software. So we woke up, we were like,
oh, good.
Works fine on my machine.
Yeah, unfortunately, I also work remotely on a computer, and I woke up and my computer was fine. and it was like watching, you watch your friends in other states get to take the day off because of a snow day, but you live in Alabama and you've never missed a day of school ever because of snow. That was what it felt like. It was just like watching all of my friends be like, yay, we don't have to work today, because it happened on a Friday, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I woke up and everyone, like, it's like, 8 million some odd computers are not working now, and all those people, they don't gotta work. And I'm sitting here like, I gotta work.
I gotta still do it. Come on.
Work.
So, Sarah, you wouldn't understand this because you've lived in Alabama your whole life, but
Yeah.
the worst part of that is waking up to snow and turning on the news and watching the counties scroll by for closures, and then not seeing your county on the closure list.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everyone else in the state, they don't have to go to school, but you have the good plows in your county.
Your county has the good.
They were on top of it.
Snow.
The principal is out there shoveling the streets himself to get your asses to school.
Oh my god!
So you have to look forlornly out the window as snow falls, and you can't enjoy it.
In high school, I think it was my junior year, they gave us 2 days off in March because they had accumulated so many unused snow days, they were legally obligated to cash them in.
Yeah, we have that same thing in Oregon. Every now and then we expect, like, we have like 2 or 3 like set days for like inclement weather. And we had one year where it was just so mild that they were just like, okay, everybody graduates 2 days early. Fuck it.
We also, for what it's worth, Ben, I never had that specific experience of snow. I have had that specific experience in Florida, though. We just get it for hurricane evacuations. Which is, our county hasn't issued a closure notice. I still have to go to school. This sucks.
Well, just let the wind carry you to school.
That's right.
Certainly could.
Don't forget to go out with your sandbag so you don't blow away.
No, Ben, the sandbags are for putting in front of the door so that the 15-foot storm surge doesn't come in under the door.
Oh, I see. Your mom just loading like free weights into your backpack before you leave.
Yeah. Sending me out with a little canoe.
Have a good day, honey. You're just paddling off like, bye, Mom. Oh, God.
Well, that's it for the news.
Oh, that's an easy one.
Yeah.
Yes, under 2 hours.
Yeah.
Wow.
We did it.
We did.
Peanut, stop licking me.
Peanut is sitting in Gwynny's lap right now.
Aww.
So.
Hi, Peanut. Where are you licking me?
Because Peanut is a big baby. Don't you want to be part of the podcast? Don't you?
He
buddy?
is part of the podcast.
Peanut, you're a valued member of the podcast. It's you and my friends, and that's it.
This is The Gorge, a podcast for Peanut and I.
Yeah.
Peanut, contribute your thoughts to the podcast.
Peanut, you want to hurgle? You don't want to hurgle? He doesn't want to hurgle.
No, okay. All right, maybe next time.
No hurgling.
Anyway.
What's that say?
Anyway, thank you to Visitor for use of background music. You can follow us on our social medias here. You can email us at thegorgepodcast@gmail.com. If you're listening to this on a podcast app and you don't want to do that anymore, you can listen to us on YouTube now.
We got all of our episodes on YouTube, finally.
They're all up there for you, and this one will be up there too.
Every episode of The Gorge is now available on YouTube as an archive / alternative means to listen to the podcast, which is great.
Yeah. So, tell your friends about us, and then rate us on your podcast thing. Leave a comment on the episodes on YouTube, because that's how the algorithm works.
That's right.
We need to praise the almighty algorithm.
That's correct.
And yeah, join us on Discord and talk more about the podcast there.
Mm-hmm.
And play Final Fantasy XIV with us. And
that's right.
Patreon.com/thegorge.
And yeah, it's an easy episode today, folks.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you just want to keep with Fuck David Zaslav?
Yeah, fuck David Zaslav.
Fuck David Zaslav. That's the easy one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they should Wile E. Coyote him.
Fuck Corn Pop for all those chemicals he put in Biden's brain that made him go goo-goo-gaga.
Fuck Joe Biden.
Fuck that old bitch. I'm glad he's dead.
Fuck that old bitch. Go home, you crusty old motherfucker. Get out of here. Nobody wants you.
Fall down the stairs and break your hip.
Like,
go smoke that Scranton dirt.
Yeah, go smoke that.
Go smoke that Scranton dirt.
Now
we don't talk about we don't talk about like the news here.
Right.
But it's extremely funny for him to be like, an act of God would make me resign, and then he immediately resigned after getting COVID. Like, yeah, motherfucker. God was talking.
I just want to imagine he got COVID and then lightning struck outside the White House window.
Yeah, absolutely.
Biden knows that one Facebook meme. It's like, well, what do you mean? I sent you so many signs. I sent you the helicopter to rescue you from the ocean.
Yeah. Very funny.
Biden got COVID and was visited by 3 spirits.
3 spirits over the course of a night.
Yeah, one of them's Corn Pop, one of them's Vice President Trump, and then one of them is Kamala Harris normal edition.
Joe Biden opens the windows one morning. He's like, "You there, boy, what day is it?" And he's like, "Why, it's the day President Trump got shot in the ear. And I haven't missed it. The spirits did it all in a single night."
No, Joe Biden just asked what day it is because he doesn't know what day it is.
Yeah, that's just how he wakes up every morning.
That's how he wakes
claiming
up
the
every
spirits did it all in a single night.
Every day he goes out and just like Scrooge just goes, "You young boy, what day is it?" July 24th, sir.
Yeah.
That boy is an intern for the office.
Listen though, look, we don't like Kamala Harris here on the Gorge because she's a cop.
Right.
However, we do want her to win because we want Hillary Clinton to be mad.
I can't wait to see the gif of her with the sourest expression on her face at the inauguration.
Oh, yeah.
I think if that actually happened, Hillary Clinton would get so mad that literally you would see an aneurysm pop in her forehead.
Oh, yeah.
I think we'd see Hillary Clinton
her
attempt
eyes
to do...
would start bleeding.
Yeah.
I think we'd see her attempt to do January 6th, too.
But it's just her.
But it's just her. It should have been me.
just out on the concourse, like waving a gun around, like it should have been me. It was my turn.
It's that that one picture of Daniel Radcliffe holding the 2 guns while wearing like wearing a bathrobe and wearing fuzzy slippers. That's Hillary Clinton.
She's got a gun in one hand and a bottle and like a brown paper bag in the other.
Yeah. So that is the reason we're all rooting for Kamala Harris. Not for any political reasons, because we're fucked no matter what. Yeah. But listen, if you're gonna be fucked, make it funny.
It might as well be funny.
It might as well be funny, right? Like, make it funny.
I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time.
Listen, baby.
I do think it's hilarious that all of these Let's Go Brandon merchandise is now useless.
It's all useless. It's extremely funny to watch people get mad that they can't just coast off of that anymore.
Yeah.
It's really funny that basically everybody forgot that somebody shot at Donald Trump.
Yeah. Instantly. There's an attempted assassination on a former U.S. president, and people only cared for like 2 days.
Honestly, the thing is, like, I always say, it's like, Bernie Sanders and AOC getting outplayed by Nancy Pelosi is like losing chess to a dog. But, like, honestly, you gotta give it to her. She knew exactly. Donald Trump got shot at and was like, listen, there's only one thing we can do. We gotta make this old bitch retire because it will immediately take the wind out of his sails. And it worked. It worked beautifully.
The fact that, he's not capitalizing on it because he's been spending all his days coping and seething that he can't just pick on Biden anymore.
I know, it's great.
He's like, he shouldn't be allowed to do that. Well, he can. Like,
he can. What are you gonna do? It's like telling somebody they can't quit their job. Like, what are you gonna do? Arrest them? No.
Yeah.
Biden's saying, no, I don't want to do the job anymore because somebody showed up at my house with a gun and told me to quit being the president, which, fair.
They're defying the will of the voters. No, they're not. He can quit. He doesn't have to do this.
He can just quit.
You can have a 99% amount of the voting population say they want you to be president, and you can just go, no, no, thank you.
Actually,
I don't want to do that. That doesn't sound fun.
I thought about it.
Like shit, actually.
I don't know. That sounds scary.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez, Rick.
Oh, jeez, corn pop.
Maybe they should. Maybe that's who Kamal's gonna pick as their VP. Corn Pop.
Just corn pop. Yeah, I love that. I think they should. Yeah. But yeah, no. Very funny week in politics, folks. It owns.
We live in a clown world.
We live in a clown world. It's extremely cool that somebody shot at the former president, and now nobody cares.
You know what? I'm gonna one last addendum to the fuck David Zaslav, fuck Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Fuck Jack Black, coward.
Oh yeah, that
Jack
bitch.
Black, coward ass motherfucker, breaking up Tenacious D over the most harmless joke of all time. Extremely funny to break up Tenacious D. Because he was caping for Biden so hard, and then Biden was like, "Nah, I'm out."
No, I don't want
Did you see? By the way, so obviously Kyle Gass had made the apology or whatever.
Yeah.
As of a couple days ago, he has deleted the apology.
Yes, he has, because he's a fucking king.
Fucking king shit.
Jack Black being like, "No, I want to keep playing Bowser."
Good for
you have no idea how many millions of dollars they paid me to play Bowser.
Yeah, it's like, well, who fucking cares? You know what? Fucking Kyle Gass has got it. He did nothing wrong. We stand king.
Good for Cage.
That's right. Good for Cage.
Fuck Jables.
Come on,
That's
Cage,
right.
bring the thunder.
And the thunder is just telling funnier jokes than Jack Black has ever told in his entire life.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
a shame.
Fuck Jack Black, coward shit. We stand Kyle Gass. And yeah, that's it. That's all we got.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.